Hello, Kevin
Hi,
Fauver.
Sean.
Today is Monday, and we're starting our week out by having a small business interview with Kevin regarding Primerica. So, Kevin, I'm just going to dive right in.
Cool.
Uh, Tell us a little bit about you, but also because I want to hear a little bit about you personally, and then go right into describing your business.
Sure, absolutely. I've been born and raised here in the area. I grew up out in Marcola, which is a fairly small town, and I love where we are. I've traveled a bit and seen the different areas, and Oregon's home, man. Oregon is home. I absolutely love it. Personally, I'm a bit of a nerd, which is great, but I'm more of the I'm more of the type that I'm an outgoing nerd, so I completely break the mold there.
I
um,
agree. I agree.
yep, yep. So you'll find me at home, playing games or whatnot, but you'll also catch me out dancing or just enjoying or traveling or whatnot. So it's fun, and visiting people, meeting people is really fun for me. So that's me in a very, very small nutshell. Um, about my business, so what I do is I actually help families, save money, save more money, make more money, get out of debt faster. And I mean, that's really the short and the long version of it. I work in the financial industry. And so in that, there's a lot that I do that would probably take forever to explain in great detail. But basically, what I want to do is I work with middle income, our neighbors, our next door neighbors, our loved ones, to make sure that they're getting out of debt. They're on track to actually be able to save more money, get out of debt faster, and be able to take some of that money and put it in areas where they'll be able to thrive moving forward. Make sure they have emergency funds, make sure they have, money in their golden years.
Excellent, excellent. So, how did you get into this type of business? How did you decide to go into this type of business?
So my story is a little bit interesting. At the time, this was about 2010. I was introduced to Primerica. My buddy that I worked with over at Jerry's got a hold of me while I was on summer vacation from college at OIT, and he said, "Hey, are you looking to make some extra income? Do you need some work?" And I said, "Well, yeah, who doesn't need some work?" And so I went in and I talked with one of my mentors, Pete, and he introduced the company to me. And at the time I was really young, so I saw it for its income potential. I didn't really see it for the value at that time. But I saw it for its income potential. And so I joined and I'm like, yeah, let's go. This is awesome. Um, and then, of course, young me and being told from everybody else, you got to go back to college. I went back to college. But while in college, I actually grew a relationship with my wife currently, and she had a kid, and we now have another child who's 5, love her to death. And from there, I actually saw the value that this company brings. So not only, it brings income, it brings good income, absolutely, but the value that it provides for families. I thought, my mind shifted from, oh, money to, oh my gosh, I can really help a lot of people. I can do a lot of good for people who maybe don't know what to do or where to turn. And so that's kind of what made me not just get in the business, but to get reinvigorated for the business. Because after I graduated, I was very like everybody else, job, gung ho, get a good job, get a good salary, so on and so forth. And my wife actually pushed me back into the office by seeing my awards in the office and go, what did you get this for? What did you get this for? You got to come back working here. And so because of her, I got reinvigorated. I relearned, and it's been interesting since.
Excellent. Well, the interview I'm doing is a little more focused on which you are an entrepreneur, because basically this is your own business.
Yes.
And Primerica works a little differently than other businesses. So can you describe how that looks like? I mean, are you a 9-to-5 employee, or how does that work for you?
Sure, absolutely. I am not a 9-to-5 employee right now. Um, I am a 1099 contractor. All of the representatives who work with Primerica are 1099 independent contractors, and so that gives me flexibility to be able to visit during your off hours, kind of like real estate, where you may not be able to see a house during 9 to 5, and you know what? They're flexible. Well, so am I. Now I can't just visit everybody just between 9 to 5, otherwise I'd miss a lot of people. So, having that flexibility as a 1099 is perfect. Because then I
Excellent.
can just go visit in their home. I'm not confined to an office in a chair, just waiting for people to come to me.
Excellent. So I was going to ask you who your competitors are, but I mean, I think, we know there's a lot of different companies out there selling
Right.
products, but one of the things I always think about, as an entrepreneur is my competitors are, I'm my only competitor. When I look in the mirror, it's like,
Sure. Yeah.
you're it, girl.
Yep.
Get out there, So how do you,
How do I define my competitors?
how do you market your business? How
Well,
are you able to
sure.
market your business?
So, because I'm licensed both on the state and federal level, there are a lot of things that I can't say or do purely because of regulations at those levels. We are highly regulated and have a lot of oversight. So, what I like most about Primerica is that they provide us compliancy guidelines that we need to follow in order to not just get in trouble, in order to not get in trouble with those oversights. You got FINRA, you've got NASA, two A's at the end there, and
Other
the
NASA.
state, right, and then the state insurance agencies, and so on and so forth. So, the way I can market, and it is really hard, but the best way is word of mouth, being able to visit with somebody, show them the value that I bring, and just say, hey, look, I'd love to show you what I do. That way in the future, if you or somebody else could use what I do, you'd feel comfortable referring me. And right now, that's the best way. I would love to be able to use more on social media. But unfortunately, again, with all the regulation and oversight in place, it's really difficult for me to do things. So I'm able to put out certain articles that have been vetted through our company. I'm able to put out, just quotes and motivationals, and just try and stay positive and stay in the light. But as far as the best marketing is somebody referring me to somebody else.
So referrals are a huge part of your business.
Absolutely. Referrals are ginormous, especially in this day and age where, there's a lot of, you'll never hear a jingle on TV. You'll never hear us on the radio. We are one of the best kept secret in the industry right now, and it's because of that. So you'll see people go to those type of companies because they have those means of commercialization, and we are very word of mouth. So it is very, very important. The word of mouth is.
So where do you see yourself with Primerica a year from now?
Sure. A year from now, I see myself with a fairly solid team because we are expanding, we are growing, and so I'm looking at having a team of anywhere from three to five active teams. Within the same office, and then within the next, say, 3 to 5 years, I'd like to see another 2 more offices open up in the area that is directly my team. And then I'd say moving forward from there, even longer term, I do want to see, and my wife and I have been talking about what it would be like to live in a different area of the state. We've been talking about Bend. We've talked about Roseburg. I would like to see more offices open up over in Bend and Roseburg, and maybe even further south. So just opening up widespread throughout the state.
Oh, that's awesome. Good goals.
Thank you.
Excellent goals. So why would a customer select you over your competitor?
Probably, I would say the personalization, the time I spend to really get to know them, get to know their family, but also to get to know their situation and educate. We were founded on educating about money, and the biggest problem out there today is that people aren't getting enough financial education. I mean, some people are getting a little bit from school and a little bit here and a little bit there, but they're not really getting enough, especially when it ties into their own situation. Like I could talk to somebody about, well, actually I can't, but if I were to talk to somebody about penny stocks or something, that doesn't necessarily mean that's for their situation. So to be able to educate about finances in general, how to make money work for them and in their situation is huge. And there's times where, especially when we're talking about saving money, there's times where we take, 2, 3, 4 meetings just to educate and make sure they understand what we look at, what, some concepts that we teach, some concepts that, the whole world should know before even moving forward with any one given thing. And so really, I believe it's the personalization that makes that makes Primerica and, anyone in our office, honestly, bar none to anyone else.
Yeah, so it's people you know and trust, period. I mean, that's who you do
Absolutely.
business with. So
Absolutely.
makes total sense.
One of my last clients, I've been working with them for some time now, and they actually invited me to their son's birthday party. It was very cool. Can't do it now with, the whole COVID-19, but hey, it'll happen, and they're getting some free splash tickets for the whole family.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. So are there ethical problems in your industry, and how do you overcome them?
All the time in the industry, there are absolutely ethical problems. I mean, you see it. You could see it if just by reading the news throughout the industry. There's ethical problems, and like I was saying earlier, the company has set up compliance guidelines that we need to follow in order to avoid those ethical issues. And it hurts me to know when somebody else, whether within my company or within another company, actually does something a bit shady, because they're not just hurting themselves, they're hurting the person that they were supposed to help. And that gives us in general just bad names in the whole industry. And so, by following those compliance guidelines, by just making sure that I think of the person first before ever thinking about anything else, I'm pretty ethically fair. I'm definitely not the type to go, oh, how can I get more money out of this? Let me think about that. I'm more, okay, this is what I suggest. It is up to you what you want. I am here for you. I'm here to serve you. And being in a service mentality definitely is a great way for us to bypass those ethical issues, because you are in service thereof.
Yeah, I have a favorite show called American Greed.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. You should watch it a couple times. It's always about people scamming people, and it's amazing how many people sign over their life savings to these really good con artists. And it's sad. I mean, honestly, what shocks me, I think, every time I see one of these shows,
Right.
these guys are driving around with like 3 different cars, race sporty $100,000 cars.
Wow.
They're buying their clothes like they have to fly somewhere to buy them. And it just cracks me up. It's like, who ever would have a desire to even do that, and then off stolen funds? I mean,
right?
I'm gonna take this $100,000 and invest it for you and make you all this kind of money. So
right.
I think
what was that show called again? American Greed?
American Greed. It's amazing. I mean, if you have on demand or whatever, and you can go in and watch past shows, I swear, like 75% of them are people conning people out of their life savings, and it just shocks me.
Yeah.
Just shocks me how many people do it. But
I agree with you.
So how do you see your future in this type of business?
The future of this industry is not going to waver. It really won't, because everybody needs help, whether or not they know it now or not. You think about it right now, there is the largest wealth transfer in history. The boomers are retiring, and there's a large sum of wealth that's going to be transferring down uh, that needs to be helped out. So as far as the financial industry, I don't see that going anywhere. And as far as our company, we've dealt with regulatory issues, because we came in when we first started in 1977. We were the only ones who did a certain type of insurance product that everybody else thought was scamming people out of their money. We went through a bunch of regulatory, and we came out on top. You know why? Because we do what's right for people. And so I don't see this company going anywhere. I don't see this industry going anywhere. I mean, even right now, in a market that's down, there are people looking for, how can I hold on to as much as I can, if not make more, on what's going on right now. And that's where we come in. So even when the economy is going down, we will still be around. We're like doctors, but for money. We're money doctors.
Money doctor.
We're money doctors.
I can see a new logo on the side of your vehicle. The money doctor. Kevin, you got it.
The money
That's
doctor.
Awesome. Yeah. So new tagline and everything. So is there anything I haven't asked you that you would like people to know about you, Kevin?
Honestly, I don't think there is. Most people will get to know me one-on-one, and I look forward to being able to visit with people one-on-one, get to know them, get to know me. You know, if I'm not your guy, I'm not your guy. I totally understand that. But, you know, just being able to get to know you is amazing. And so, I look forward to being able to visit. And even if it's not business related, just to get to know you, you get to know me, get comfortable with each other, that would be, I mean, that's awesome. I love meeting new people. I love visiting new people. And so moving forward, I would, if you know of anyone who is looking for some extra income, or anyone who's looking for help with their money in any form, looking to save more money, make more money, get out of debt faster, let me know. And
so one question that I forgot to ask you was,
sure.
So describe to me what your customer looks like.
Absolutely. So because, again, we're in the financial realm, we work with middle income families, that is very big. Now, I've been trying to work on narrowing that down because it is a really big net. But really, we're looking for what we call macho, married, over 25, so between 25 and say 50, with children who have a home and a job, so MACHO. And even then, I'd even narrow it down even further. If you know someone between 30 and 50, married with kids, I can definitely help there. Just, you don't have to own a home. You don't have to have a job. I can help a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Excellent.
Well, it has been a pleasure speaking with you today, and this will be posted on our MEA website.
Perfect.
Or actually probably our website, but also we'll put it on the Facebook group page as well, so everybody can get your information. How would you like them to contact you if they have any questions or would like to hear more?
Absolutely. So you can get a hold of me personally. My cell phone is 541-591-1089. You could also send me an email, Fauver, that's F as in Frank, A-U, V as in Victor, E-R, at Primerica.com, not Prime America, Primerica, P-R-I-M-E-R-I-C-A, yep, .com. And those are probably the two best ways to do it. If you catch me on Facebook, you could shoot me a message as well. I'm wide open in any form of communication.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time today, Kevin, and I'm sure we'll meet up again real soon.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.